As people, as cities, as countries, we can sometimes find ourselves measuring life in the days before and after something serious has changed us. This is one of those moments, and hardly the first.
I don't like the language of war, but I do think we're in a similar situation to a major world war.
Canada's Margaret MacMillan, the historian, says this country's experiences with world wars always led to more intrusive government, and that will likely happen now too.
We have to get all the resources of society that we can. We have to get people working together. Government has to intervene in ways that it wouldn't normally do.
The incredible news was rushed to the soldiers in the front line. The war was over.
And temporary measures can sometimes last. Consider the income tax you pay now. It was brought in after the First World War to subsidize the effort and was supposed to be short-lived. It never went away.
The demands of war in Canada and in Britain meant that governments began to have to squeeze resources out of societies, and they found, to their rather pleasant surprise, I think, they could squeeze a lot more out than they ever thought they could. It actually became something that governments came to rely on.
New taxation and regulation may be coming now too, along with changes in our sense of freedom. Think about life after 9/11. Within weeks, scared Western populations accepted restrictions on freedoms in the name of safety, including strict screenings at airports, which are just routine now.
And I think it may well happen with the current epidemic that we might be prepared to have monitoring on our phones, to have our temperatures taken more often if it's going to defeat the virus.
You know you've changed when a suggestion like that doesn't sound as preposterous as it might have just weeks ago. And what do you make of this scene? A physically distanced meeting in the park. Normal now, right? What may suddenly look strange and unsafe in the era of COVID is how narrow city sidewalks appear. Will they one day be widened because of this?
I'm wondering what's going to be different here in 2 years' time.
We're going to have to start to have a more nuanced discussion about density. What kinds of densities are possibly detrimental in pandemics?
Sarah Jensen-Carr studies how diseases alter our environments. Watch, she says, for a boost in parks after this, much the way Central Park in New York was developed, designed by an architect who once worked for public health.
When he talked about the building of Central Park, he talked about it as a way to bring clean air into the city and a place where people could find refuge.
He did that after a yellow fever pandemic in New York. Fresh air in the city, coveted then, and may again be championed when we get through this. And we will. We'll also one day look at the differences in our lives before and after COVID-19.